Hey guys, it's Giri there for G Phone Tech. It's been quite a while since I came before the camera on this channel specifically. So today I'm going to talk to you about the Redmi Note 7 Pro. Yeah, the whole world is actually going crazy for the newly launched Redmi Note 8 Pro and also the Redmi Note 8. But why am I talking about the Note 7 Pro? Well, I've been using this Note 7 Pro for quite some time, and I think that this device is still relevant even though the Redmi Note 8 Pro is around the corner. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. Alright, so the Redmi Note 7 Pro, it's available for a starting price of rupees 14,000, and I think that's a killer price for this device. And I'll tell you my experience using this device for the past 4 to 5 months. Well, first off, let's talk about the design. The Redmi Note 7 Pro was one of the first devices from Xiaomi to shed the metal body and come up with a glass body design. And I love the design of this mobile phone, not for its glass body, but for the sleek look, very flat design, and it is very comfortable to hold in the hand. Well, though it is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass on both the sides, front and back, I prefer to skin my devices for better grip, not for the scratch or for the breakage, but for a better grip. And I prefer Capes India skin. And thanks for Capes India for sponsoring this video. But I like the way that Capes India skin actually wraps around the device, and it gives the device a better look than what it is actually. It has a good reflection. It comes in multiple colors. Whatever color you choose, I'm sure the device design is gonna please you. And to top it all, this Redmi Note 7 Pro still has a 3.5mm audio jack, IR blaster, and at the bottom you have USB Type-C port, and this USB Type-C port supports quick charge 4.0 as well. All this for a device which is costing mere 14,000. That's kind of insane. So let's dive in further and talk about the display of this mobile phone. This is an IPS LCD panel, and there's a small drop notch or dot notch or however Xiaomi calls it on the top of the display. I wish it had been an AMOLED panel, but not complaining anything other than the matter that this display is not bright enough. I've been using so many other devices in this price category, especially the Realme displays are really bright and vivid. That kind of vividness is kind of lacking in this Xiaomi's Redmi Note 7 Pro. I hope they fix it in the Redmi Note 8 Pro. But apart from the brightness and the vividness of the display, I have nothing to complain about this display because it is really responsive and it has a good viewing angles. Indoors or outside, directly under sunlight, I have no issue using this display. Let's talk about the camera. Well, this is one of the first devices to come with a Sony IMX586 sensor 48 megapixel camera on the rear in this budget. Now you may have the likes of Xiaomi's Mi A3 with a 48 megapixel camera priced much lower than this device, but this was the first device to come up with a Sony IMX586 sensor, 48 megapixel, true 48 megapixel sensor. It is not just the mere fact that it is first to the market or the 48 megapixel wow factor that attracts me. What really pleases me is the picture quality. As I said earlier, I've been using this mobile phone as my primary daily driver for a long time, and I'm really pleased with the camera. It doesn't have a wide-angle camera like the Redmi K20 Pro or the K20, but the camera quality on the 48 megapixel camera sensor quad bin to 12 megapixel is really good. The large sensor mainly helps in capture a lot of light, and you can click clear, sharp, crisp images at most lighting conditions. It can shoot 4K videos as well, but the 1080p videos, image stabilization, I found it to be really good. Even the front camera looks good, but I still prefer the Poco F1's front camera over the Redmi Note 7 Pro's front camera. Well, let's talk about specifications. Xiaomi has made sure that they were the first ones in the market to bring in the DDR4 type of RAM in a budget segment, and Redmi Note 7 Pro has the DDR4 RAM type as well. But another thing to note that this is the first device to come with Snapdragon 675. For this price range, the performance of this processor was really good. Playing games or using the everyday applications or using the native application, everything was really buttery smooth on this processor. When Xiaomi launched the Redmi Note 7 Pro with the Snapdragon 675, I thought this is going to be the next Snapdragon 625, widely accepted and found in almost every other device in this price segment. But that was not the case. Snapdragon was quick to launch a lot of processor, unlike a couple of years ago, and I couldn't find the Snapdragon 675 in a lot of devices except for Redmi Note 7 Pro and the Vivo V15 Pro. I think that's about it. I didn't find it in many other devices. For everyday usage, even if you are a power user, I think this Snapdragon 675 does the job for you. So I wouldn't think any further than this device. Especially if you already own a Redmi Note 7 Pro, and if you want to go on to the Redmi Note 8 Pro, I would say hold on to your horses, because this mobile phone with this processor does the job for you. Now let's talk about the software, MIUI 10. So Redmi Note 7 Pro runs on latest Android 9 with MIUI 10, which is not a news to you. But the first number one thing you would find people complaining about MIUI is the ads. Well, I think the ads issue has been blown out of proportions, and many people, though they are complaining it, there are still a lot of people who are living with it. From day one, I didn't see any ad on my Redmi Note 7 Pro. Reason being that I disabled the ads from day one. The moment I took the mobile phone out of the box, did the setup and started using it, I disabled ads. And I also disabled the ads in any other applications that had the option of ads. If you are interested in knowing the steps to remove or disable ads in Xiaomi mobile phones, link for my article in the description below. I've been finding this MIUI 10 to be good. It has a lot of functionalities, a lot of features that's really helpful for your everyday life and everyday usage of the mobile phone. But I found that the Xiaomi's MIUI 10, especially on the Redmi Note 7 Pro, starts to lag over the period of time. Maybe that's the way I'm using this mobile phone, because I've installed over 60 applications in this mobile phone and I'm using it like a power user, left to right every day, downloading so much of stuff, using the social media extensively, kind of consuming a lot of content on it, and that's my usage. Maybe for my power usage, mobile phones is showing signs of lag. That could be just me. But talking about the battery, considering my kind of usage, I find that this mobile battery to be really good. 4000 mAh of battery lasts for a whole day for me, and even when I go to bed every day, I find the mobile phone to still have about 20 to 25% of charge left. Though Xiaomi says that this mobile phone supports Qualcomm Quick Charge 4.0 technology or even Quick Charge 3.0 technology, I am using the charger that came along with this box, nothing more than that, and I find it really fast. Only if there is an urgent need for me to charge this mobile phone really fast, I use a quick charger. Otherwise, the charger, the 5V 2A charger that came along with the box, is good enough for me. Well, if you're looking to buy a Redmi Note 7 Pro, I would say hold on, maybe the Redmi Note 8 Pro is around the corner. Let's see what it's got to offer, and let's also see what price point it comes to India. But comparing to the other mobile phones Xiaomi has launched in India, especially Redmi K20 and also Poco F1, comparing to all these mobile phones, I would say that for a price of 13,000 or 14,000, the Redmi Note 7 Pro has got a lot of value to offer. So if you already own a mobile phone, if you already own a Redmi Note 7 Pro, don't get wavered by the new mobile phones that are coming along your way. You have a good mobile phone in your hand, and pick up the mobile phone, open my YouTube channel, and if you like this video, hit the subscribe button and also like the video and share it with your friends if you really like it. Until I catch up with you on the next video, this is Giridhar signing off. Goodbye.